What is up, guys? Welcome to Sony Gaming. I hope you're all having a great time in Elden Ring so far. If you want to help support the channel, then don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons and drop your questions into the comment section below. Today we are going to be checking out the Godskin Duo, a fearsome double boss that you could find in the crumbling Farum Azula area. As you progress through the game so far, you will have come up against the Godskin Apostle and Godskin Noble separately, or perhaps one after the other if you deign to venture into Spirit Caller Cave. They're challenging enemies to contend with on their own, and now you must slay two of them at the same time. This is known for being one of the toughest fights in the game, but with a few neat tricks, we can easily cheese these guys and it is well worth it. They will drop the powerful Black Flame Tornado Ash of War, along with the absolutely invaluable Smithing Stone Miner's Bell bearing number 4, on top of 170,000 runes, which is nothing to be sniffed at. When you've made your way past the surprisingly annoying enemies guarding the doorway, the Godskin Duo will then spawn on the end of the room. They can both fling black fireballs with incredible upfront damage on top of a powerful damage over time effect as well, and they'll prioritize doing this if you stay too far for too long, or if you try to heal. The Godskin Noble has long-reaching thrusting attacks, while the Godskin Apostle will use wide sweeping attacks, and both are designed to catch you as you roll, so keeping your distance is imperative. When each boss reaches 50% of their health, they will enter the second phase. The Godskin Noble will gain powerful AoE slams on top of the ability to relentlessly roll into you, while the Godskin Apostle will be able to stretch his body to either slam and then sweep a wide area, or perform a spinning wheel attack. For all but that Noble's AoE slam, you should roll into these attacks to avoid them. If you see either boss casting a wide area Dark Flame Tornado ability, run away. But this won't be a problem for us since we're going to be keeping our distance and cheesing these two easily. So now that we've talked about their moveset, let's talk about how to beat them. First things first, when you enter the arena, summon a strong spirit ally. I really do recommend Black Knife Tiche since she does incredibly high damage and is quite proficient at avoiding a lot of damage herself, and she will definitely serve the purpose of keeping one of the bosses very busy. If you can, I recommend beginning with the Godskin Noble. What we're doing is really simple. Choose a ranged weapon of choice. This can be a bow, crossbow, weapon, ash of war, or spells. In my case, I'm using the Swarm of Flies incantation since the Godskin Duo are both massively weak to bleed. If you decide to use a bow or crossbow, craft some blood arrows or bolts, and if you opt for a weapon ash of war ability, Blood Slice will absolutely decimate these bosses. If you're casting sorceries instead of incantations, then go for anything that has homing abilities, with my preference being Rock Sling, because it is great for poise breaking, allowing for critical hits. So, beginning with the Godskin Noble, we're simply going to kite outside of his firing range and bombard him with our ranged attacks as often as we can. Hopefully your Spirit Summon is keeping the other boss busy, but if not, switch bosses. The only reason we start with a Noble is because he's a bigger target and will go down faster when I use my Swarm incantation, which builds up blood loss incredibly quickly, so I do highly recommend it. Occasionally you'll get fireballs come your way. If you see the boss casting, don't cast any spells yourself, or you won't be able to dodge them at the last minute. Other than that, there aren't really any risks in the first phase, if you use this strategy. In the second phase, the Apostle isn't much of a concern and should still be busy with your Spirit Summon. The Noble, however, will begin using his new abilities. The big AoE Ground Slam isn't really a problem because since we're staying at range, we only need to walk backwards if he starts doing this. The roll, however, is the only threat to us besides the fireballs. It looks more intimidating than it really is, and it is in fact pretty easy to avoid. Simply dodge forward at the last minute and you'll phase right through him. Sometimes he'll circle around for another shot and you can just do the same thing again. Alternatively, use the pillars around the room, even if they're broken, to stun his roll a little bit. Keep whittling them down from range, and when the first boss dies, the other one becomes your priority. Gang up on him with your Spirit Summon, and when he's dead, you'll notice the fight goes on. After a while, one of the duo will respawn, and not long after, so will the other, assuming he's still dead and hasn't already been resummoned before the second one is down. Not to worry, we just rinse and repeat. The reason they came back is because they share a health bar that is bigger than their individual health bars combined. So you have to deal a total amount of damage, separate to their own health bars. Once one is dead, the other can resummon him after a while. If both die, they'll both come back one by one after a delay. Just keep doing what you're doing until the main health bar is depleted and you will have won the fight. Putting the Godskin Duo down like this is really easy and trivializes what is otherwise a pretty horrible fight. Trying to deal with them in melee range is a difficult task since they have a habit of coordinating their attacks and catching your dodges, so play them at their own game and range them down. Thanks very much guys, we're going to check out the full fight now so that you can see how it's done in action. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and as always have a great time in your adventures in Elden Ring. Enjoy.